Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today I'm showing you the 10 best features of the Galaxy S5. A lot of people want to know, is this phone really the best one out there? Well, today I'm going to show you the top 10 features for you to decide for yourself. Let's jump right into it. Now, the first feature that I have really grown to like is Ultra Power Saving Mode. This is a feature that can be found at the top of your device, and it allows you to really get extremely long battery life. As it says, you would get about 9 days of the current charge on standby time though. Make sure you note that. Now what does this do? Well, it turns your entire device black and white. You do have LTE disabled. However, those of you who are on, say, T-Mobile or AT&T have HSPA Plus to fall back on, whereas those of you who do not have GSM technology will go straight to 3G. Important to note. Now, you do have 3 apps by default, and that is phone, text message, and internet. The rest of the apps are Facebook, and when you hit the plus sign, you get these, as well as I've been told Gmail, email, and calendar, and we'll see more to come from what we've heard. Now, if you go into settings, you can turn on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth manually, but they are turned off automatically. So what does this really mean though? This means if you get off of work, you didn't charge your phone, you have a phone for the rest of the night. How do I know that? Well, I was able at 7% to get 4.5 hours, which I thought was impossible. This was really surprising to me, and I have loved it ever since. By the way, that's 4.5 hours with a 45-minute conversation and a couple of text messages here and there. So I was able to use my phone, and it really count when it really counted. For this reason, this is my first best feature. Now, my second favorite feature in the Galaxy S5 is definitely Instant HDR. Now, for those of you who've never used HDR or don't know what it's really for, it stands for High Dynamic Range, basically a range in light. So most of you have probably had a photo where this has happened. It's turned really dark and you don't know why. If you were standing there, why was it so dark like this? Well, it's because there's too much light coming from the outside door or window that is letting sunlight in. So Instant HDR gets you this instead of this. So it really makes so much of a difference with HDR. And it's usually used in 4 types of scenarios that I've found to be very effective. One is, of course, the example I just gave. Indoors can now be showing you everything that you missed on before. For the TV, when it has a really bright LED screen, it tends to do the same kind of effect as the outside. So we just turn on the mode and you can see a lot more around it in comparison. It makes it a much better photo. Finally, in bars that have a very bright and shiny section on it and more dimmer on the other side, this can be used with the low light function on the S5 to give you a much better shot without having too much lens flare like other devices tend to have. So it really makes it very just perfect in terms of low light. And finally, when you take outside photos that the sun is really strong in. If the sun's really strong in, you tend to not get all of the details and vibrancy that you normally would want to get, but with HDR, you do. And it really makes so much of a difference in every photo you take, especially when they're outside. And the nice thing about this is, like I said, this is instant HDR. So you just literally turn it on, take it, and that's it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds and then go into gallery to check it like every other phone out there. You can take it instantly, and it's a 16 megapixel instantly, not a 4 ultra pixel. Finally, you can take HDR video, which of course makes it a much better quality as well. Definitely one of my favorite features on the S5. Now for the next feature, it's one of my favorites, and it was my favorite on the Note 3, and that is smooth motion video. Now, if you guys have never seen smooth motion video, it is really something you need to see in person to get a glimpse of how amazing it looks. Smooth motion can be found in the settings section under recording mode. Instead of normal, you want smooth motion. Now, smooth motion really highlights the video unlike any other device because it films at the same frame rate that a lot of TV shows and movies are shot with, which is 60 frames per second. You can also turn HDR on this version, which makes it even just more amazing. Now, to give an idea of what this mode looks like, this was a video I recorded at the 60 frames per second just to show you just how great it looks.
This is a sample of Samsung's smooth motion video. This is recording at 1080p at 60 frames per second, showing a really nice, clean, smooth motion.
And you just see how great it really looks. This is something that will make all of your friends jealous that don't have either an S5 or a Note 3. Now for the next feature, it is again in the camera area. And this one is Selective Focus. So Selective Focus you turn on just by simply hitting this part right here. And then once you do, you have a really nice ability to actually be able to quickly go and take a photo. So what's different about this photo? Well, as you can see, I'm in what's called the foreground versus the background, and I'm very separate from the background. The background is completely faded out. But the really cool thing is when you hit this icon right here, you can actually change the focus after you've taken the photo. So if I wanted to see what I wrote on the board here for these Galaxy S5 videos I'm doing for you guys, I could just go and check it out. And it's kind of white, so you can't really see it, but yeah. And then I could even make both in focus, still 2 layers though, so it kind of gives a cool 3D effect, which really stands out. And a lot of people have asked me, well, what can you really do with that? Well, one thing I've come up with is for your contacts. So for all your contacts, you can actually set it up so you have it like this. So it's a really cool effect that you can have for all of your contacts and set it up really nice and easily. And just goes to show you how different it can look, and it has a really cool effect look to it. So that is Selective Focus. For the 5th best feature, I love this little toolbox right here, which is called Toolbox. So Toolbox is a really cool feature, and it's great for multitaskers like myself. So what you do is you turn it on, and then you have this little ellipses, which you can move anywhere you want and set up whatever apps you use the most. So the nice thing about this is it fades out to the background, as you can see. And it really doesn't get in your way. So it's just a really nice feature that it fades away. It doesn't really kind of bug you when you're in any app. And that's a really nice feature to have, just because it's really off to the side. And then, you just kind of go about and use your apps as normal. But whenever you need it, you just hit it and then just go right to your apps. So it's really nice just how quickly it does it and how well off it handles it. It's definitely one of my favorite features, and it's a great feature for multitaskers. Now, another useful feature is Download Booster. Download Booster is a great feature that a lot of people love, but we've been told it won't be on every device out in the US. So we will see if all carriers end up getting it or if some will hold off of it, because of course not all carriers have unlimited data. And what this does is it allows you to use Wi-Fi and LTE simultaneously. So you can download quicker than any other device ever has before. So you can literally download LTE at home while using your Wi-Fi. And the speeds are really impressive, especially because the Samsung device has MIMO and AC Wi-Fi, and it's supporting all LTE bands. So it really makes a huge difference in how fast your device can download. And once you turn it on, you're all set, and you can use it as freely as you want. So it's really nice. It does use Wi-Fi and LTE, and you just turn it on just by tapping Download Booster on or off. And it's really great, simple and easy. Samsung claims that at the fastest speeds of LTE, which is probably LTE to be fair, and Wi-Fi, you can get up to you can get up to 1 gig in 30 seconds, which is very, very impressive. For the next feature, it's great for people that only have one hand to spare, and that's because it is one-handed operation. One-handed operation is a great feature to be able to use your device easily one-handed, and it really makes such a difference just because you can hit back, home, the volume rocker very easily, you can switch between your apps very easily, everything just flows very smoothly. Now, not only that, but this time around, Samsung added 2 more features, and that is the ability to go have a quick app list, which you can put up to 8 apps right here, and then just quickly jump between your apps. Really useful and very easy to go by. So I really have enjoyed that, as well as your favorite contacts. So all the people you call the most often, you just go right there and you call them. So it's a really great feature when you only have one hand to spare, and it just works very, very well and easy to always switch back to with just a swipe. So that's going to be the next feature, one-handed operation. Now the next feature is actually a combination of features. So if you go under personalization, under settings, go to accessibility, vision, and then, interaction rather, you go to Air Wake Up. Now Air Wake Up allows you to wave your hand on front of the device and then turn it on. If you have your main screen, you can actually launch this, which is OK Google. So say you're driving and just wave in front of it. OK Google, call my girlfriend.
Mobile or home?
Mobile. And there you have it. Very simple, very easy, but it's such a great feature to have on, and that is Air Wake with OK Google combination. And for the last feature, it comes in the call settings. So when you're making a call and you go into settings, you can actually highlight these 2 pop-up features, which make your experience really great. What it does is it allows you to actually get a call and not interrupt anything, and then still do more. So first of all, as you can see, you can immediately pick up the call from right here and just answer it. But then when you answer it, you can actually put it right in this little section over here, which makes it really nice and easy. So if you're in your call, you can be doing anything you want, and it's just that little dot. It makes it so easy just to jump back to the call when you want, and then minimize it again very easily. Great feature, and it definitely has its weight in terms of just having a great time for the phone calls, while still being able to do anything you want to do. All right, hope you enjoyed all the 10 best features. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a like and thumbs up. And if you want to see any other video on the Galaxy S5, we have it here on the Ask the Android Guy channel, so make sure to check them all out. Thank you for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.